Hello there everyone, this is iMark3. Welcome back to the big stompy robot simulator that is MechWarrior Online. Yeah, we're going back to MechWarrior Online videos, but don't worry, the streams will continue. And there will still be the weekends as well, so there will be a stream either today or tomorrow. But it was mentioned to me by, I believe it was Epic, that the video format was missed, and let's be honest, I kind of missed it as well, so yeah, the videos are coming back for MechWarrior Online, just picking apart certain loadouts and showing you my own weird and wacky creations, effectively. So, I've got two videos lined up for you this weekend. My first one is, as you can see, the Annihilator, going out today, and I've got an Uziel for tomorrow, so actually nailing down some loadouts for these two guys. Anyway, this is part of the whole redoing the channel kind of thing. So I'm doing this, and you can also probably notice by now this odd little thing down here in the corner. Yes, I'm inflicting you guys with my ugly mug once more for the first time in like 7, 8 months, something like that. So, yeah, I'm just seeing how I feel about this and how well it's going to work out. So I might start doing this more, I might not. I don't know. I'm just like gathering my courage and bravery and going forward and doing the camera thing once more. But anyway, let's get into this loadout. This is an Annihilator, as you know, or the words. The get it right. The ANH-1P, which I have called Ocular. This is a loadout that I have actually nailed down, so I'm happy with it. And I've called it Ocular because it looks like it's got a whole cluster of 5 eyes up on the top of the mech, just like that. I was going to call it something arachnid or something spidery themed, but there's just not enough eyes. So, 5 eyes up there. So as you can see, this is a PPC heavy build, which is not normally my kind of thing, to be quite honest, but I like this one, so here we go. Let's go into the mech lab and show you what I've got. Okay, now, as you can see, blocks of colour everywhere. I've tried to use everything. There's only 4 slots free right now. It's built on a standard chassis, standard armour, and everything is packed in as tightly as I can manage it for this build. So the entire thing runs on, of course, 300 engine, so it's an Annihilator though, so it's only going to go 48.6. Unfortunately, I know that's not going to trigger the words. That's not going to trigger Epic at all because it's a slow assault mech, not a slow light mech. So, I'm sorry Epic, I'll get back to try and do videos like that later. But the standard engine plus an additional 10 double heat sinks. Massive number that, but it needs as much cooling as it can get basically. So that gives it and all of this only gives it a cooling rating of 0.83, which is absolutely awful. Though part of that's because it's actually got a laser AMS system installed as well, so that's probably where a lot of that's going. What happens if I take that off? Yeah, suddenly it turns into 1.23, which is actually much better. It's actually a reasonable level of cooling if the AMS is turned off. But the Annihilator, I had a bit of free tonnage, put in an AMS system because otherwise I'm probably going to take a lot of missiles at some point. So, just in case. Besides, I can't fit in an extra heatsink there anyway, so I might as well. So that's that. Backup weaponry is a pair of machine guns mounted in the arms, which are fed by 1.5 tons of ammo, so not much there. Very light backup armament, so, just help if the enemy's armor is full of holes. If not, so be it. But that moves on to the last and the biggest part. This big yellow splotches all over the mech, which are the PPCs. 5 of them. 5 snub-nose PPCs, to be precise, and that is what this mech's about. I mean, normally you'd see, in mass PPC builds, you'd have a lot of heavier ones, like regular PPCs or ER PPCs. Or, since the Civil War update came out, you'd see more people bringing light PPCs because you can carry a lot of them and they're like half the stats of a regular one, so, why not? More shots. But snub-nose PPCs, because on this one, Annihilator, big, slow mech, don't want to have to deal with minimum range, and the snub-nose is frankly much easier to fit than the ER PPC, and it runs a bit cooler, and, all that, so I've sacrificed maximum range potential here for flat-out heat control, which also gives this thing a medium to short range engagement distance only. It can't engage at long range. I mean, its maximum range is only like 600 meters with these PPCs, but in 270, full damage, 10 per shot, and yeah. Now, what this thing is meant to do, what the Ocular is meant to do is deliver lots and lots of high-energy particle death to anything that wanders too close. These things are meant to be chain-fired, and it's at like PPC, 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 straight to the face. It's like, it doesn't matter if you miss one or two shots, you're just chain-firing over and over all these PPCs for 10 damage a shot. So it's like, it's effectively a Gatling PPC overall. This is what would happen if you merged a PPC with an autocannon 2 or something like that, you know. Sure, it doesn't go very far, but it packs a punch and it fires fast, and the entire mech's built around this thing. So, moving on, skills-wise, I've not managed to invest much into this design yet, but as you can see, I'm pumping everything I can into operations. So, get that heat down as much as possible, get more PPC shots out as much as possible, because this mech has a massive fear factor going for it. Normally it's like, oh, Annihilator, it's going to be big, heavy, scary, yeah, but then this thing walks around the corner and it's just like deluge of PPC shots, and that's what it does, and people don't know how to deal with that. It's not something you see very often. Plus there's the fact it hurts and it tears away armor extremely quickly. It's even decent against light and medium mechs as well, because it doesn't matter if you miss a few shots, you're just firing more and more and more shots. So, you know, you're going to miss some, doesn't matter, just keep going. Anyway, yeah, max out the operations tree on this, and then I'd say dump into survival, because, you know, Annihilator, big, boxy target, easy to hit, so you want to have the durability to sustain your weapons fire. So prioritize that, and then anything you've got spare, put it into firepower. Try and get the PPC heat down even further, so that you can just pump out more and more and more of that high energy DACA which we all know and love. And that is what this design is meant to do. Weapon groups are unsurprisingly geared all PPCs in the first group, which is on chainfire. Machine guns on secondary, they are on the arms, so you can unlock those and specifically target things up close. Then I've also got 3 and 4 set, so I can fire off 2 PPCs for a 20 damage burst if I need it. Normally I don't. I'm not a good enough shot to make good use of it, to be quite honest. But that's why this thing likes to get close anyway. You know, if you're close, you're not as likely to miss something. But that is the loadout I have got here. It's also I think there's a bit of lag there. I'm recording in 1080p, by the way, at 60 FPS, so I'm hoping that's not going to cause any issues. We're going to find out. But yeah. What was I saying? I've completely lost my train of thought there. Oh, whatever. Yeah. Get close, and then just vomit lots of high energy particles all over the opponent until they literally melt from the sheer weight of fire. That's what you do. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing into some matches, because I've been talking your ears off and inflicting my face upon you for about 10 minutes now talking about this design. So, yeah. Let's throw it into some fights and show you what happens. I'm gonna die. I always die. Well, almost always.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Okay, here we go. Welcome to Frozen City. The game mode is Conquest. We almost got Tourmaline Desert, but you know, I don't really like Tourmaline Desert that much. It's a hot place and lots of open terrain. That's probably why people like it, to be honest. But I prefer city maps more than that, so here we are. Unfortunately, this is also a mid-range to long-range map at the start, so I am going to struggle because, of course, I am short to mid-range only. So, you know, that's the hazard with this loadout. It just flat out isn't any good at a distance. So, hiding behind buildings, it very much is.
Resource point Theta is ours. We have gained
I'm
Epsilon.
also watching quite carefully my FPS and computer processing timers and things, because they are running at the top of the screen. And just from these initial results, I am thinking I'll actually drop the recording back down to 30 after these two Mech Warrior videos, because quite frankly, the game is only running at 30 to 40 FPS, so there's not an extra 20 frames to record, and all it's doing is taxing my processor more. So yeah, my new machine is good, but it's not that good. It's not good enough to just run everything maxed out, 60 FPS, everything, 4K, yada yada. It's not a beast of a machine. It's just a lot better than it was. So I think I'll put that better than it was into. I'll just put it into having the games on much higher graphic settings and keep recording at 30 where it's stable. So I think that's a good way to go about it.
Target acquired.
So watch your backs over here, Echo 6.
Need assistance.
Yeah, my
New target
oh hello, a
acquired.
javelin.
Target spotted.
I'm going to move over that way and stay behind cover a little bit. See if I can do something. You are. Whoa! Someone just hit me in the back.
I'll just start heading to the group instead of going after a
Enemy contacts in E7.
Target spotted.
So yeah, they are not making things easy for us, are they? I guess I'll move over this way and try to anchor the flank a little bit. But I repeat, I have no real ranged options in terms of firepower.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
New target acquired.
Okay, there's not much over there. Let's move out and help
New target
that way.
acquired.
Also, let's toggle off my
We've already
AMS
gained
for the
a
moment.
quarter of the resources. Keep it up. The enemy is at
New target
25%.
acquired.
Hello. Hello, Mr. O'Brien.
Heat level critical.
Whoops! I forgot, I hit backspace, so I actually turned that into burst fire. And I immediately overloaded. That's why you want chain fire on this thing, it can't handle it. Oh jeez, okay, there we go, get burst fire back. Sorry, chain fire back. Oh jeez. There we go, 4 shots went out, 3 of them connected. Yeah, I'm giving them something to worry about on this side.
New target acquired. Heat level critical.
Oh dear, this guy is in serious trouble.
Heat level critical. Target destroyed.
There we go, he's down. I was doing much better once I stopped burst firing all of my weapons at once. But as you can see, by myself I just managed to hold back a lot of mechs on this side because they didn't want to face me. And that's the whole fear factor I mentioned. Hello.
Target acquired.
Yeah, they don't like me at all.
We have possession of Kappa. Hostiles have collected
I'm not
50%
getting any killing shots really, but this thing is all about raw firepower going out.
New target acquired.
Yep, see, he backs up straight away.
Right cursor critical damage.
Now I'm taking some hits. Whee! I'm being pecked at over there by someone. Right, let's go this way. I don't want to be engaging him because my right torso is now open. Let my rear armor absorb the hits as I move. There we go.
Heat sink destroyed.
Ow. Not my heat sinks. I need those things. Ow, someone's behind me.
Target destroyed.
What the heck's going on? The problem is someone's behind me and it's like there was no sign of who it might be, so I think I might have taken some friendly damage there actually. There goes a couple of my PPCs, but I'm still going.
Destroyed.
Leave me alone.
gun destroyed.
Yeah, he's running around behind me now.
Critical damage.
Let's back up.
Heat sink destroyed.
He's dead. Ha ha ha.
We've
Right.
captured resource
Oh geez, they're
point
coming this way.
Sigma.
Light person destroyed. Light
Yeah, I'm down to my last PPC, but I do have a PPC in my center torso, so I can just go ahead and poke. And there we go, I'm dead. I told you I'd die. That said though, 325, and I was giving the enemy a lot of pause there. And once I got past the whole accidentally turning off my chain fire mode, it was actually remaining extremely stable and heat-wise, even with a lot of fire going out. So, you know, it's just a shame we got overrun and picked off there. So, who's left? Yeah, we've only got a light left. They managed to pick us off and roll over us, basically. So yeah, we've lost this one. I'm pretty sure. We might win on points, but there's no point in staying around to watch, really. So, I'll catch you in match 2. So, see you later. Right. Well, okay, here's the end screen. 5 kill assists, 325 damage, and a bunch of other bits and pieces. But, yeah, somewhat substandard showing there. We did kind of get rolled up and lost, though, but... 3, 4, 5. Ooh! Out of the 6 enemies we killed, I contributed to 5 of those things with my PPCs, so... I helped! Okay, yeah, next match coming up. Here we go.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Fleet command coming in. Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
Slight thunk there. Okay, yeah, here we go. Welcome to match number 2. The map is River City. The game mode is... Is this Conquest or Domination? I keep forgetting. The one where you capture a single point, so it's basically King of the Hill. So, yeah. King of the Hill, that's it. Anyway, I do like this map, and I remember my previous formats, I would talk about the design for match number 2, or match number 3, depending on how well the first match went, but despite getting killed last time, I've never been afraid of showing myself sucking, basically. I've always said I'm a mediocre pilot at best, so it's more real, I think. Greetings! It's more real, I think, not to pick out these are the best matches possible, yada yada yada. It's better if you show good, the bad, and the ugly. At least that's my opinion on it. So that's why I do show games where I do badly, games where I do good, and games where I trip over on a lamppost and fall flat on my face. I've yet to show a game that does that, actually, because you can't do that in this game. And I am very sad about that. Considering that some low-hanging signs are indestructible and you can't walk through them. So, yeah, I wish they had taken out the ragdoll physics and things. Because then you'd have assault mechs tripping over and stuff like that, which would be hilarious. I think I want to stay down here, to be quite honest. But that said, there's nothing behind me, so... Might leave me vulnerable to getting flanked, I suppose. Oh, there's a few more of my allies down here. Let's turn heat vision on and zoom in so I can see what there is to be seen. Also, I can just turn off my... I said turn off my... There we go. Right, that is actually too far away for me to engage over there, but that guy was a bit too close. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get a bead on him fast enough, so, you know, couldn't engage him properly. Yes, by the way, I still suck aiming. Haha. Yeah, I managed to peg him with a couple of shots. So they know there's something kind of nasty in here now. And that is fine with me. If I can hold the line and make them reconsider their life choices, that is still good. Okay, it seems they're building up on the left a bit.
Target destroyed.
There seems to be a bunch of things on the left. Ow.
acquired.
Yeah.
Heating pad critical.
Still here. Still going. I'm not overloaded yet. Oh, no, I actually did it and overloaded. Override. Get back up. But that was a lot of shots I just pumped out there. Oh, they've realised that there's not enough here to stop them. I think I'm being racked.
Right
Indeed I am.
critical down.
They know I'm dying.
Right torso critical down. Right arm destroyed. Center torso critical damage. Machine
Ow.
gun destroyed. Torso destroyed.
Ow. Stop it! Ow. Yeah, I'm dead. That was kind of to be expected. I mean, they realised there wasn't very much in the tunnels. There was just like an assault and a couple of heavies in there, mostly. Or was that a Marauder 2?
Roger that.
Yeah, they just punched through that tunnel, basically.
Critical
Yeah, it's a Marauder Class 2, so there was a pair of assaults in there and not much else. So they did a massive surge and rolled over us. But anyway, let's talk about the loadout now. As you can see, it can do a lot of raw damage output. Excuse me. A lot of raw damage output extremely quickly, and that is kind of its forte. And you saw a good example in the first match where all those enemies were coming around the buildings, and it's like, oh look, there's annihilator rapid firing PPCs at us. Duck into cover right now. So that was good because I managed to stop the entire advance on that flank for a few moments by myself, basically, because I made them too worried about coming out and facing me. But in the end, they went the other way and rolled us all up. So yeah, that's a problem. Overall, though, it suffers from the usual annihilator problems, which is lack of maneuverability. In a word, yeah, it's sluggish. It's slow. It gets from point A to B in something like 100 years or so. You know, but it's not going to break any speed records no matter what. So you've got to be careful where you're going. Like, once I realised what the enemy was doing in that tunnel, and they were pushing forward and trying to run over the resistance we had in there, it was too late for me to really do much to try and get away from it, because my reverse speed was only like 20, 30 odd kph. It's like, let's plod slowly backwards and try to get into a bit better cover, because there's no cover left around here. And it's like the enemy just pushed up, followed, and I had to slow down my firing a little bit because I was overheating a little. I believe if I get my heat skills actually maxed out on this mech, it can run extremely cool, except maybe in the hot maps, because I had plenty of heat capacity there. I could just keep firing and firing and firing. It's, you know, lots of PPCs. Then the other problem is, of course, that I'm not that good at aiming, so I missed a lot of shots. Someone who's a better shot right from the start, they could have tagged those light mechs that were running around. They could have done extra damage there. But I'm not that good. Never have been that good. So, yeah. All in all, though, I think it's a very dangerous, continuous fire, PPC barrage platform kind of thing. Wade in, fire, fire, fire. So it'd be really good if it pushed and had a lot of other mechs supporting it. So, well, which is how assault mechs are meant to function, really. They can't win by themselves. They're meant to fight with other mechs in a combined arms kind of situation. And this mech, I think, is ideally suited to that because of how it's structured and how it operates. It needs to have support to get the most out of it, and I am not primarily an assault driver, I must admit that. I normally take heavies and things. So, yeah. Definitely a mech that in the right hands would be very dangerous. I like it. I'm going to keep the loadout, but I am not the best at it. I've got to admit that. And I kind of made a mistake going into the tunnel there. I should have actually gone out in the open with the bulk of the team, because there was just like 2 or 3 of us in the tunnel, and we got run over by like 5 or 6 enemy mechs. So, you know, the death was kind of an inevitable outcome. Anyway, that is the end of this particular video. I hope you enjoyed looking at this rapid-firing PPC particle death annihilator thing that I've combobulated. And I hope you enjoyed the return to the video format. Yeah, and I hope I didn't scare you off with my ugly mug. So, I think that about does it. Also, the face cam kind of melts when it goes into a loading screen, so I think that's another symptom of the 60 FPS recording. Yep, just gotta wait for it. Ah well. At least I've shown something with some of those PPCs as well, which I must admit I've not used much of until now, so yeah. Yeah, I do need to drop this thing back to 30. But yeah, this has been Mark 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.